What is up, bros and broettes? I'm Inkslasher, and welcome to Versus, the series where we put two weapons or sometimes other things head-to-head to see which one is better and make you a better Call of Duty player. Today we are doing an episode that you guys have been requesting for quite some time now, and on top of that, coming in the next few weeks, the Versus series is going to be carried over into Call of Duty World War II. So before that happens, I think we have one more week where we're going to look at Black Ops 3. So if there's been a Versus episode that you have wanted to see that I haven't covered yet, let me know down in the comment section below. But the two weapons that we are looking at today are, first of all, the AK-74u versus the HG40. Now, as far as these two weapons go, they are both SMGs, and both of which you have to get through supply drops, and because of that, I think it makes it for a really interesting matchup. Now, as far as the stats on these two weapons, as always, let's start off with the damage profile. And as far as these two weapons goes for SMGs, they are both on the higher end of damage for an SMG. The HG40 is 35 damage up close, 30 at short mid-range, 29 at long mid-range, and 23 at extreme long range. Now, this is going to range from a 3 to a 5 bullet kill, whereas the AK-74u is going to range from a 3 to a 6 bullet kill. So it drops off to a 6 bullet kill. The HG40 never drops off to a 6 bullet kill. Therefore, it has the better damage profile and gets +1 point. The next thing we're going to look at here is the rate of fire, and the rate of fire for the HG40 is 517 RPM, which for an SMG is very, very slow, whereas the fire rate for the AK-74u is 652 RPM. So comparatively in the game, both of them actually have a pretty low fire rate for an SMG. However, the AK-74u almost has 150 faster of a fire rate than the HG40, and for that it gets +1 point. Now, as far as the next thing we're going to talk about, I don't always talk about this in Versus, but it just so happens with these two weapons it is very important to look at, and that is the ranges. So the ranges, like I said, for the HG40 is a 3 to a 5 bullet kill, and for the AK-74u a 3 to a 6 bullet kill. We already talked about that. The damage profile is better for the HG40. However, the ranges for the other damages are also better for the HG40. For example, the 4 bullet kill range of the AK-74u is 18.75 meters, whereas the 4 bullet kill range for the HG40 is 31.25 meters. So a big difference between the two, and because of that, the HG40 gets +1 point. Now, since we know the damage profile, the rate of fire, and the ranges, we can now look at time to kill. Which weapon has a better time to kill? And with the damages and the different ranges, the better time to kill goes to the AK-74u. And it simply comes down to this: the fire rate of the 74u makes up for the lack of damage, and on top of that, the lack of range between the two weapons. So that fire rate is really what's key for the 74u. So it gets +1 point for having a better time to kill. The next thing we're going to look at here is the magazine size. So the magazine size for the AK-74u is 30 rounds, whereas the magazine size for the HG40 is 32 rounds. Now, I'm not going to give out any points for that. If it was maybe 10 bullets difference, that's worth a point. However, a 2 bullet difference between the two weapons really isn't worth it, so we're not going to give out any points for that, but I thought it was important that we just noted it. However, one thing that is different between the two weapons is the reload speed. So the reload speed for the 74u is 2.5 seconds with bullets still in the magazine, and 3.25 seconds with an empty magazine, whereas the HG40 is 1.8 seconds with bullets still in the magazine, and 2.3 seconds with an empty magazine. So obviously that is much better for the HG40, and for that it's going to get +1 point and take the lead. As far as the rest of the stats go for these two weapons, they're actually shockingly similar. For example, let's start by looking at the sprint out time. The sprint out time for both weapons is 0.3 seconds. The aim down sights time for both weapons is 0.25 seconds. And if we actually look at the recoil is identical on these two weapons. The center speed is exactly the same, and because of that, they have such a similar recoil pattern that I can't give any points for recoil out to either weapon as well. In fact, if we look at the hip spread, they both have the exact same hip spread of 2 inches at a minimum and 5 inches at a maximum. It's actually quite shocking how similar these two weapons are based on those stats alone. However, when we look at the score, there is very clearly a difference between these two weapons. So based off of the score, the winner should be the HG40. However, I disagree with this. I wholeheartedly disagree with this. In fact, I very strongly believe that the AK-74u is a better weapon. Why? Why do I believe that? It simply comes down to one thing. The AK-74u, as we discussed, has a better time to kill. You're going to be able to kill people faster with it, more efficiently, and because of that one stat, and only the HG40 having 1 point better than it, personally, I believe that the 74u is a better weapon. But I'm going to leave this one up to you guys. The score says that the HG40 is the winner. I say that I prefer the 74u. I want to hear what you guys think. Which one of these two weapons do you prefer? Or have you just simply not got either of these weapons out of supply drops? Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. As I said, I personally believe the 74u is better, but the score says HG40 is better. So like I said, let me know what you think down in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed the video, it would be very greatly appreciated if you could hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We got plenty of great Call of Duty videos coming out throughout the week and going into Call of Duty World War II, which is now only 11 days away. So you're really narrowing in on Call of Duty World War II, and I'm really psyched to start playing it. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
Hold on to me.